Welcome back to another day on the Lorcana Pixelborn client. Today we're going to be playing Condiment Conquest, yellow and red, ketchup and mustard. We're going to be running these guys today. This is going to be something along the lines of a mid-range deck. So there is not a lot in the way of early drops. Mostly our early stuff is either a distraction. Most likely it's going to be ink, or in some cases it's it's niche uses. Gaston's reckless ability is he's primarily here to trade with the Cuscos out in the world. Stitch is primarily to be a quick way to play a Rockstar Stitch. LeFou is for the untap, which could be helpful on some of our reckless characters like Maui. It could also be useful for Aladdin. A couple things in here. Then moving through, got Little Aladdin for Big Aladdin, Rapunzel for card draw, both Stitches for card draw. Admittedly, this Stitch won't draw nearly as many cards, it's not nearly as many low drops, but it can happen. And then, yeah, that's right, we're running 4 Stitches in this deck. I got the Stitch Abomination, heck yeah. Basically, it's mid-game, mid-range game, where our goal is to get to about 5-6 ink and then start slowly establishing board presence without flooding the board, and then controlling things with things like Dragonfire, attacking your opponent's hand if we have to before we start playing creatures. We wipe the board entirely. Yeah, if our reckless and rush doesn't take care of it, board wipe it is. But I'm excited to play this game, so let's jump in and see if we can't pick up a few. Oh, don't forget to subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Push the notification button. That's it. Notification button. You gotta engage with that. I always forget, and I always say it at the end of the video when nobody's watching anymore. But let's jump in and win some games. Going second. Mid-range game. So possibly I don't feel so bad about it. There's a lot to like about this hand, but also a few things to not like so much. A little Aladdin would be sweet. Nope, that's not a little Aladdin. That's an inkable Aladdin. Alright, so I've just started to studying. I get plenty of practice, but I decided to start studying. And I've been watching other people's videos. They play a lot slower than I do, generally speaking. I don't know if that's necessarily like they're just nitpicking, like these are just their best games and they're showing off those videos, and what their win-loss rates are like. But just thought that was a very interesting note. How slow the deck, or how slow they play their deck. So I'm gonna try doing that. This is gonna be an aggressive deck, so we are gonna need Gaston. Look at my opponent's hand; it's already really low. No, he doesn't have a rush, but there he is. I'm expecting my opponent to be aggro. If we keep him off Flynn, that's fine. Do I want both Simba or both Stitches? Don't know that we do. Such a great card, and our opponent's gonna have a lot of card draw and not a lot of removal. All of these look valuable. Attacking their hand maybe not nearly as valuable, but it is the turn 4 play I'm thinking about. Do I really get rid of a shield here? Super expensive hand. I'm being super greedy. But I know we're playing for the mid to late game. And those are the cards that shine in my mid to late game. Assuming I couldn't draw another card, I'd probably ink a Stitch next to get us to 4. But outside of that, hopefully we draw something good, because we can still draw. There's not many, but there's still some uninkables in the deck. I was thinking, what's more valuable? An Aladdin who can attack their lore when this appears to be a deck that wants to do some questing? Or Stitch to draw some cards? Told you there were some uninkables. I think having the option to attack their lore is going to be stronger. Even if I attack their hand, they're what? They're playing Cusco next? What am I discarding? Alright, let's attack their hand. Opponent had to think about it. Not that great of cards. They had to think about that. I just don't know what I'm discarding. I'm pitching a Dragonfire here. Mainly because I got Gaston who can attack, Maui's gonna go in for attacks, and Aladdin still wants something on the board to take out. So we kind of still want our opponent to have stuff, while at the same time having creatures who can take out their stuff. I'm not sure Dragonfire quite does it there. There's the Cusco. I had a feeling that was coming. Gaston with the 2-for-1 coming in clutch. There we go. Control this board. Finally hit our ink goal. So now the game should start to ideally open up for us. My opponent's been kind, and they've only drawn 3 additional cards this game so far. So it hasn't been the worst thing. So I think I draw the 2 cards. And then I still trade Maui. And then Maui goes bye-bye. So the thought is that I could play Be Our Guest and find something, but really I'm just going to ink this, I think, and play Aladdin, setting up for a Surfer Stitch. Unless my opponent starts to go crazy and it's just Cusco, Cusco, Cusco. Tink is good. Can't interact with Tink. Not without the board wipe. There's a funny number of evasion going on in here. That deck's looking a little familiar. I'm gonna keep Aladdin. I'm gonna keep him so he has the opportunity to steal lore from my opponent. Just in case that becomes relevant. Now, if they're smart, they're just gonna quest with Tinkerbell and force us to have Dragonfire. Which, we're about to draw 2 cards with Stitch. We could do it. Will we do it though? We got rid of one of them. Oh, they're bouncing Aladdin. Smart. Buys him another turn. Makes my board wipe look a heck of a lot better. And you know that's exactly what I'm doing now. Banish all the characters. Do I ink it? Or do I save it next turn and have possible 2 creature plays? Little guy and the next guy. feel like I keep it for the off chance of having a double play to set up for a Stitch next turn. Or turn after next. Not a double play, but... my opponent will likely quest and let Aladdin go for it, just to get Aladdin off the board. But what they're not going to expect is another Aladdin. Ooh, there's a Dragonfire. Well, now I want to ink something. I still want to send Aladdin in. Which means I'm still going to lose him. And then I want a Dragonfire Hans. If I ink something, I can play Little Aladdin. I can't wait. They got 5 on board, so I have to do something. I'm gonna do it. Just gonna board wipe. I got more cards in hand. I have more ability. Should be able to. The only thing is we have to deal with their creatures every turn, which is never a good spot to be in. Thankfully, attacking their lore really helps. There's their last 2 cards. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Double Aladdin. This is going to set up for a great Surfer Stitch. Don't top deck a Cusco. Do I Surfer Stitch or do I Aladdin? I think I Aladdin here. Heck yeah! Swinging for the fences! And we're gonna leave the other Aladdin up. They might trade their... I don't know. They're so few on resources. Do they trade? Or do they hold? I'm gonna play it like this. Hope that we get to keep both creatures, characters, and get to play a Stitch. Alright, so they're not taking out Aladdin now. Big Aladdin. I should specify, there's 2 different Aladdins. Alright, what did you draw, opponent? Ah. They're not letting me play my cards. That's nice. I could just shift you out anyway. It's kind of a misplay. Take out your sing-songer. And swing for the fences. And just like that, I've taken the lead. Aladdin's putting in the work. Cat would be annoying if I couldn't deal with it. Interesting play. That is nice, but I think I'm going to Maleficent away Cat. Let's see, if I Maleficent the Cat, then I can't quest with Aladdin, but if I Maleficent the Genie, right, because Gesture Cat's when this character is challenged, not when it challenges. So if I take out the Genie, I can quest with both of my characters. Oh! Reconnecting. Invalid deck. I don't know what this bug is. But let's do that. Let's take out the Genie. Weirdest bug. I don't know what the heck this is. This will allow me to quest. Should have a really good hold of this game now. Surfer Stitch next turn just for a little bit of a restock. I know I keep wanting to play Surfer Stitch and then I keep drawing other cards. I'm like, well, that's a good card. Yes, draweth the cards. Guess we'll lose Aladdin if I attack. So I guess I gotta play the bodyguard. That way I could just quest. Squeeze as many turns out of my cards as possible. There, now I got a whole board they have to deal with or they lose. So this game's over. They've lost. Aha! We are victorious! We cannot be defeated in this one and only game we've ever played with this deck. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I'm getting annoying now. Doesn't matter what you do, my friend. This game is over. And now I quest for victory. See? Told you, Cheshire Cat can't attack and take out a thing. And the game is over. And that's how you do it, too. Just quest with your character. I didn't even look at what I drew. I think that's an Aladdin. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Aladdin. But the game was on board. You don't need to play more cards. Don't do that. Going first. That is way too many Stitch Eye. If I keep 2 big drops, I think I'm very likely just going to end up inking them. I'll keep the cheapest big drop I got. Something I could potentially build up to. Okay. I don't have the other Stitch. I don't see the reason of having this guy. Remember, we're not a super aggressive deck here. Not in the early game. I'm gonna actually get rid of Stitch since I don't have this Stitch for him to shift into. That's the hardest part for me so far is holding back. Like, old me would definitely have, inked something else and played Stitch. It would have been Stitch, Gaston, Aladdin. See, this is where we get into it, right? This is where we definitely want to play our Gaston next. So once they play Simba, we want to have the ability to remove that thing. That thing. Oh, they're putting a Simba away. Did you have multiple Simbas? Multiple Simbas. Of course. Never didn't had it. Not even thinking about that one. That's exactly why we played him, was specifically for that. The question is, do we ink an Aladdin and play a Simba because he's got a slightly bigger butt? Or do we ink a Simba and play an Aladdin, attack their lore? Just not as big of a butt, so he's not going to get through threats as easily. I think we're going to go this way. Now, we don't have to play Aladdin, but I do want to put a threat on board for Lilo. So ideally, we could wait for Maui, but we also don't know how many bodyguards they're going to have. Ooh, it's the super aggressive deck. Yeah, the just in time is good. Just in time. Sorry, Shield. Has to be done. I think Mad Hatter attacks Aladdin here for fear of a shifted Aladdin. Which obviously is fine because we don't have one. There we go, for fear of shifted Aladdin. Now Maui can take out the Mad Hatter. Ooh, they're getting their card draw on. I didn't even think about Rapunzel because I'm an idiot. Let's see, Big Maleficent's way too far away. Yeah, I'm gonna let my opponent draw a card here, but what else can I do, right? Now, if we're lucky, we can Rapunzel and draw some cards. Gotta be able to keep up. Oh, come on. Come on, let me draw 3 cards. Please tell me that's. Please let me draw 3 cards. That's a lot of Flynns. The board wipe would be sweet. Yes! Drawing 3 cards. These Flynns are dangerous. They're gonna make us discard so much. We have all of the Stitch Eye! The upside is we're gonna draw some cards. We're definitely gonna ink. And I have no further plays because Maui doesn't have any questing capability. My opponent's gonna gain 6 lore here. Good news is that my counter swing should be pretty good, and I'm gonna draw some extra cards off of Surfer Stitch. So I'll have stuff to discard to Flynn. They're just doing it. They're just playing for the fences here. They're racing as hard as they can. A big Aladdin would be super helpful. Oh boy! Oh, I have all 4 stitches in my hand! We shall sacrifice Stitch to play Stitch. Yep, give me the fodder. Oh, there's the board wipe. Is it a little late for board? No, I'm gonna save the board wipe. We're gonna assault their board. Mickey goes for 2, doesn't he? Sure does. We're gonna ditch. We're gonna ditch this one. Like the other 6 drop. Alright, we got up on card advantage, but our opponent is doing well for the races. They are getting mucho grande ahead. Now, they're on the 5 curve. They haven't been adding to. They're adding. Okay, so they're adding to it now, going up to 6. Big enough for Stitch. I gotta imagine they gotta go to 7 for Surfer Stitch. That's my guess. Dragonfires are nice. I was thinking about playing another Stitch, but I think I Dragonfire that Stitch and just clear this board. And we'll discard one of my Stitches. Now we can finally quest. I don't want to ink anything. The only thing that's going to give me a problem is Cusco. Let's draw a bunch of cards. I got stuff that could take out Cusco though, so I'm not super concerned. Don't need all of these. +6 is not the best in the world. I'll just go ahead and remove whatever cards in their hand. What did we snag up? Was it another Rapunzel? I need an Aladdin. My opponent's getting dangerously close to being able to just have stuff and win. It's fine if I lose Maui. I got 2 more Mauis. Alright, my opponent is top decking. So in theory, this should put me in a good spot, but we will see. Only worth 1. All right, I'm gonna go for it. We're gonna go for Mickey here. Alright, Mickey Mouse is good enough to win the game by himself. There we go. Think we've done it? Picking up the second game. Okay, my Rapunzel supporter. And if you're gonna win, again, do it politely, but do it in the biggest way possible. Thank you, Mickey Mouse. Oh boy. Condiment Conquest. Well, the upside to Simba is he's very inkable. The downside to Simba is it doesn't give me the option to deal with any aggressive decks. Again, when it comes to this, I'm favoring the slightly cheaper big drop. Because it's something I can get to a little quicker. Stitch needs some, Big Stitch needs some setup. So, a couple different things playing against him there. Okay, Maui's not bad. If I have to, I can attack the lore. My opponent's gonna be on the draw. This probably won't be nearly as effective unless they're hyper aggressive on the board. That being said, I don't know what my opponent's playing yet. So I'm thinking about putting Stitch away. That way I have the option for a turn 2 play. That's why I'm thinking about that. I should clarify. I'm thinking about putting Stitch away in case I need a turn 2 play. And that is Simba is my only option. However, if I don't need a turn 2 play, I will not play a turn 2 play. Oh, it's gonna be Ruby Amethyst. I was starting to get nervous. Hadn't seen this #1 deck in a while. I expect this to be the aggressive version. If that's the case. We are gonna struggle in this matchup. I can feel it. What we want to do is have something in play that forces my opponent to have to answer. That's a bad trade for him. Right, we don't want to give him 6 creatures on board to a board wipe. A little early for Magic Mirror, but I suppose they know my colors. Card draw is going to be important, but I'm not sure if I'm ever going to get there. I don't think I play Aladdin yet. Turn 5, turn 6, turn 7. Turn 5, turn 6, turn 7. This will be tricky. There's like 12 versions of this deck, one of which doesn't run any Dragonfires. Another one runs, you know, like the Rafikis, Gastons. Who else is Reckless Rusher? Maui's. That's the other version of that deck. I'm going to do this so they're forced to discard, so I can look at more cards in their deck and kind of get a better feel for hopefully which version this is. Their hand's a little large to be largely affected by this, but they're thinking about it. It's not an easy choice. That didn't give me anything. Good job, opponent. That didn't give me squat. These are all staple cards in this deck. Now, something my opponent's going to be careful of is going to be letting me keep a creature with damage on it, because for fear of Rapunzel. So Maui will likely be a big target for them. Now, big butts don't matter in this particular instance, so I'm going to favor the one that can draw me some cards. Archimedes isn't a huge threat. I just want to start trying to pull cards out of my opponent's hand. Trying to get a feel for where they're at, what they're doing. are we gonna see a Dragonfire? Most of the versions of this deck run Dragonfire, so I won't be shocked. But to not see a Dragonfire would be interesting. Could just mean they don't have it, but... look at that. What are they getting back? Be prepared, of course. Friends. They go for the greedy play. So, if they're playing Broomstick, the Mickey Mouse package, from what I've gathered from my studying, is this is a largely not great version of the deck. Definitely going too wide. That was a mistake. It was a mistake. I'm definitely going too wide. I just was looking at Carefree Stitch. I'm like, oh, I can play my second character. I'm lined up for this. Was not thinking. Now I'm opening myself up for the board wipe. Okay, so... yeah, we knew they're gonna have Dragonfires because they had the Magic Brooms. I've seen this particular deck list before. Don't want to play into the board wipe, but I still want to have this guy draw me some cards. He's only gonna draw me cards if there's two other characters. Which makes Stitch look good. So I effectively need to play Stitch now, and then hope to top deck an Inkable? I don't like it. But it's the only way to get to draw two cards next turn. Maui will attack here. Save my removal. I don't think we win this game 9 times out of 10. But we're gonna find out. For me, I want to play a little faster of a game. So knowing that I'm playing this deck and knowing that this game's gonna take 20-30 minutes is just... it makes me not want to play this game. There's the Rafiki. So they are running a little bit of the package, but they're not going to be heavy on the rush. This is an old list. No, I don't want to sing it. That was almost a goof. Second Stitch would be nice, but I honestly just want to get another character in play. I'm falling way behind on the card draw game. Goof's a good sign that they don't want a board wipe. Doesn't mean they won't, it's just a good sign. Thank you, Simba, for your sacrifice. I will draw some cards. Ooh, brutal Mickey package. I could quest, but I think I'd rather have Gaston in play in case they come up with something with a slightly larger butt. Yeah, these Mickeys will demand their removal. So I just need something inkable. Something inkable. What do you got, opponent? Something to remove my Stitch. There goes the Mickey Mouse. Yep, there goes the Stitch. Which is great because it's going to make Mickey a lot more challenging to deal with. Oh, and I want to keep Maleficent. Ooh, I want it. I just want it all. But I think right now, I want to force my opponent to have the answers. You gonna do it, opponent? Do you got it? Surely you have the board wipe. We know you've had them before. There's one in your graveyard. They're probably debating. They got the board wipe, but they don't want to lose Goofy. They're like, nah, do I quest and board wipe, or do I give them a turn? How long can I race this race? Maybe they'll play more cards into this. Mickey's not enough to take out a Mickey Mouse. And you can still quest, my friend. However, Mickey Mouse can take out Goof. I think that's what he's thinking. So I'm going to attack Goofy, and then Rafiki can take out my Mickey. That is not what I'm thinking, however. I'm thinking about questing. Thinking about putting my opponent in a position where they eventually want to board wipe. Oh, and that's gonna help a ton. Now the question is it a mistake to not attack now? I would definitely be trading Mickey, but it's a 2-for-1. And then I still have a board presence. Does my opponent want to then use removal or board? Like if they had Dragonfire, they would have used it. I think I'd take out the Goof. Do I take out the Goof? Oh, is this a mistake? Right now I got a Mickey. It's questing for 4. They're questing for 3. So they're gonna go 12, 15, 18, victory in 4 turns. Mickey needs 16 more points. That's 4 turns. I'm gonna give him 1 more round because I think they might board wipe us. And if that's the case, I don't need to be thinking about taking out their characters. Here's the quest. Here's the other quest. And here's the board wipe, right? 3 creatures is too much. You have to board... Oh no! They have a LeFou! Board wipe! Alright, opponent. Alright, they are in line for their own Maleficent now. So ideally, what do I want to do? I don't want to lose Mickey Mouse. So what, I want to play Aladdin. Then they go to 3 cards, down to 2, down to 1 by playing Maleficent, take out our guy. Then we have to respond with our own Dragonfire. I feel like that's not a race we're winning. But they don't want to... Yeah, let's pass the turn. Let's see what my opponent does. I don't think they want to play a Maleficent if there's no targets. So what will they play? They could just sit back and draw cards with Magic Mirror. Second Magic Mirror. You're gonna ink something though? Fortunately, we're so far into the late game now. My opponent's deck's very good about getting the answer. They draw a ton of cards. So we establish a threat every turn. They're gonna remove it every turn. I'm expecting Maleficent here. Well, I wasn't wrong. But it's not the one I was thinking of. 69. Yeah, this is gonna start getting rough. My opponent is going to have all of the answers. That Gaston is good. But my Gaston is better. Let's see if I quest it to 2-for-1. That's what they're gonna do. I could blow up Gaston and safely quest. It's not great. It's not great. I think I allow the 2-for-1. The question is, do I play anything? I feel like if I play another Aladdin, then instead of just doing the 2-for-1, they just play a board wipe. Or they play Maleficent. They could have just gotten it. That's brutal too. Well, if that's the case, let's let them, instead of just playing Maleficent and getting to keep their characters, let's make them have to trade. Well, I also have to be prepared. Oh, my camera went all out of whack. Hold on. I got this. Nailed it. Man, I know it's doing it. I shift around a lot when I'm thinking, and I lean forward a lot. When I lean forward, it throws my camera off. Decisions, opponent. I know you played that so you could do the 2-for-1 on Aladdin. Oh, you got a Maui. Maui's just gonna do a straight trade? Okay. And then you draw a card. Come on. Then you draw a card. See, we all knew. We all knew. We're all saying it. Draw your card, end your turn. What do you guys think? Are we gonna... Do we stand a chance in this game? Oh, that's nice. That helps a ton. Deal with that, opponent. They were hoping for a trade. We got the Shield of Virtue. We're so virtuous. I hope this game doesn't go on too longer. I need to wake up my son in about 5 minutes. He has school today. Alright. Okay, there it is. There's the Dragonfire. It's okay, I got a backup Mickey Mouse. Draw your card. I said draw your card. Hasty boys. Oh, that is savage. I'm gonna play the Mickey though, I think. He's gonna demand an answer way faster. So if my opponent doesn't have it now, I wouldn't be surprised to see both magic mirrors go off to dig. If they don't have it. Like, this is what I've been holding Maleficent for. What do we got, opponent? What is it? What's it gonna be? I leaned forward again. I shouldn't have. Shouldn't have. Bad Vinta. They're thinking hard. What could they have? Man, how am I so bad at this game? Is that worth the board wipe? Apparently it was worth the board wipe. They must have been set on that for some time. Not enough left over to draw a card with. Unless they ink something. Effectively trade their card for an ink and a card draw. Not gonna do it. Well, they both quest for 2, so let's get them both down. Well, let's get one of them down. It'd be sweet to be able to draw another card off you. A 2-drop off the top would be amazing. There goes another Mickey Mouse. Alright, they're going for the dig. Gotta dig for the answer. Did you get it on the first draw? That would suck. That would suck. Thankfully, with the shield, we do put our opponents in a position where they have to have actual removal every turn and not just creatures on board. Not bad. Attacks my lord and replaces herself. I will have to destroy her, though. It's not a race I'm winning. And then, let's see. Well, if they went the route of Ursula, then they still don't have an answer. So statistically, they should be low on answers right now. And again, don't be surprised if we see the second card draw. Make them really dig. They got plenty of turns for it, unfortunately. Still gonna take me 6 turns with Aladdin by himself. It's gonna be 18 cards they draw. Yeah, they'll definitely get an answer in that time. Elsa's a good one. Not necessarily an answer, but she's a good one. I will play you as a bodyguard because I plan on spending all of my resources here. Second shield might be good. Now if Elsa quests, Simba attacks, Aladdin attacks. Then they only gain 1 lore. Effectively. Is this where we see the next board wipe? Or they got more Elsas. The deck should have 3 more Elsas. Should be an absolute slugfest. I'm running out of time. Gotta go wake up the kid. Maleficent on Aladdin. Yep, because they don't want the race. I get it. Now they quest. I think we're probably gonna quest and then board wipe. Which is a little unfortunate. But this is not a race we can win. Yeah, my opponent should be able to basically safely get into everything that they need. And still have answers. And draw cards. This is the part of the game where it's, we're probably not getting out of this. I have no card draw. I don't have any questable creatures in hand. Characters, sorry. And my opponent can draw 3 cards a turn. And still play something. Yeah, now they're just building up their defenses since they don't have to worry about me. Getting all the options and resources. This is where this game is over. Mickey Mouse does demand removal. It is victory for him. Thankfully I have it. In no way we're winning this game. I think we've 100% lost. Our opponent is well in the realm of victory. So, like I said, 27-minute game. There's probably going to be some cuts, so it's not going to be nearly as long for you guys. Called it a 30-minute game that we couldn't win. But dang, we sure tried. We tried hard. I am out of time. I have to go wake up my son. I have to take him to school. Yesterday's video, I managed to record the whole video and get it all edited before my son even woke up. Today, that is not the case. Now he doesn't go for anything. Alright, buddy, you should have all the removal in the world. 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. And only 1 Maleficent. There should still be a Dragonfire, there should still be a board wipe, and there should still be 3 Maleficents, at least, in the deck. Good move, opponent. Good move. Now Maui gets to take out Aladdin. Oh, they're struggling with the second trigger. You can move your mouse away and then back on top and click the target again. Oh, I'm glad we stuck around for that moment. That's funny, because you know that's exactly what they wanted to do, was make that Maui go. They have to begrudgingly play a second Maui. That's funny. Alright, no way to take down this Elsa without it being able to quest at least once. It's only gonna go get a creature. I can't think of any creatures that could even think about helping. Well, Aladdin's not bad. Effectively, though, they just have to play anything else that can quest for 2. And there's really largely nothing I can do about it anymore. Maui can take out the Elsa, but if they play something else that can quest, I need to have another answer off the top. They should certainly not be scared of a shifted Aladdin. Both their characters survive. Ah, yeah, there it is. Now I have to have removal off the top. I'm actually just grateful that this game is almost over. This is not our matchup. This is like the one deck we don't want to play against. Not because it's so good. It is good. But because it's so boring. Having said that, I have another one of these guys built and ready to go for a different, okay, yeah, there's game. No way we're winning now. I could graciously go out, or I could show them all of my cards, and they could know that I didn't stand a chance. It's just so boring, and the game is so long. Those two things together are the worst possible thing. You can't be boring and take forever, because then you are what I like to call dreadful. Just absolutely obnoxious. I think we kicked a lot of butt today. I actually really enjoyed the deck. I think for the third game, we should have been much more aggressive in the early game. We should have definitely mulliganed for a better, more aggressive hand, getting rid of all the expensive drops, knowing that by the time you're in your expensive drops, your opponent is ready to control the game. Yeah, so we should have been a lot more aggressive. Then we may have been able to pull out that victory with the Aladdin and the shield combo. But outside of that, the games were really good. Playing it a little slower, a little closer to the chest was a positive experience. So I'm trying to figure out how to get better at these games, right? Practice, practice, practice. But I'm doing that every day, and that doesn't always necessarily mean you're going to get better. So what's the other thing you can do? You can study the game. So I've been watching a bunch of other creators do their gameplay videos and how they play. And something I noticed, a lot of them are playing very slowly. They're very quick to be like, oh, it's turn 3. I'm not going to play Aladdin. I'm going to save him till turn 6, turn 7, right? Like, they're not just dumping their hand like, oh, I have a Stitch in hand. I must play him on turn 1. No, they're not doing that. They're saving their cards. And it seems to be working. And I tried it today. It seemed to do well for us. So hopefully that's a skill I can develop. I'm used to being hyper mana efficient from Magic. But the thing with Magic is you get to play cards on your opponent's turn. So you're never wasting your mana. This one, if I pass the turn and I didn't spend it, it's gone. I don't get to re-spend that. Like, it's gone. And so I've been struggling with that because it's a different strategy that's necessary for the type of game that we're playing. However, the deck is super fun. Don't let me ramble. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, comment. Let me know in the comments what decks you'd like to see me play. I have been dabbling in building decks based on recommendations. That's been a lot of fun. I've been enjoying that. And then notification bell. I'll say it again. Notification bell, guys. Click the notification bell. And to all my adoring audience out of there, 5.5% are women, and that is really cool because when they first started posting videos, it was 100% men, which is fine, but it's cool to see got a wider audience. Well, that's gonna do it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.